out. So today I'm coming to you from my living room to show you something a little bit different. I've got an email from a member who said that she's about to have a surgery and she'll be having back surgery and be debilitated for a while and wants to teach her dog some little things to help her out around the house. And I'm not teaching anybody how to train your dog to be a service dog. I'm very much against fake service dogs, but I am very much for teaching your dog some skills that will help you. So for example, if I need my dog to do some things, I can teach my dog to do those things. Now it's going to take a dog that's very special, a dog that's very biddable, a dog that wants to work, and not a dog that you always have to lure along. But a dog performing a service for you doesn't necessarily mean you should take this dog on airplanes or in stores with you. It means that around the house, this dog can help you out. So the very, very first part of this is going to be getting your dog used to something different, like this wheelchair. Now, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to use a lot of treats or toys as rewards in this video because it's going to make the training a lot harder. I'm going to assume at this point your dog knows how to do a basic retrieve, your dog knows basically how to be comfortable around different things and how to hold different things in his or her mouth. That's really, really critical. If you haven't gotten that, go back to the previous lessons. That will teach you that. Today's lesson really is about some of the more refining aspects of doing things that will help you around the house if you should be a bit incapacitated or you want the dog to help out somebody else who's incapacitated. This should also be done with a dog who's very, very, very neutral, very, very friendly to people and stuff, and not a dog that has a lot of issues around things. So if a dog is super high strung, this is not the training for that dog. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to get Goofy used to the wheelchair. Now basically, I'm going to just take a treat and put it onto there. Now I might even consider feeding the dog or putting the dog's bowl on here. And right now I'm just going to use little small pieces of treat and I'm going to move this around. See, he's very interested in it, but he's not skittish. Don't want him shying away from it, because if he shies away from it, excuse me, if he shies away from it, it's going to make it a lot harder to get this around him. I'm going to do something now. I'm going to actually bump him with it. Good. And I'm going to bring him back here and I'm going to bump him with it. Good. And I'm going to show him that that's not the boogeyman. That's not the worst thing that could happen. So now I should be able to maneuver around the room here a little bit with him pretty neutral to it. All right? Good. And I'm going to back up. Good. Now I'm going to see if I can get him to lie down. And now I'm going to move around. So I want to see that he's not going to go crazy trying to chase the wheelchair. Good. So these are all things that he should be very, very accustomed with. If I move over this way, down. Good. Goofy, here. Good. Goofy, go to your bed. And those will be two real important things. You're going to need to bring the dog to you and you're going to need to be able to send the dog away. And when the dog is sent away, right now you can see he's in his bed. He's not coming out. He's not moving. He's not trying to get to him. He's not trying to do anything. Part two, what I want to touch on here is your dog's ability to hold different textures and different things in their mouth. Now, at this point, you should have trained your dog to hold different things. Now, I've got a couple different textures here at the side that I'm going to work on. Now, also notice I'm intentionally sitting down because it's very different for a dog to know how to bring something to you when you're standing up. That's how we train the dog, right? So dogs are very contextual and they'll see that when I'm not standing up, the picture is very different. So I'm going to show them two different textures that are very, very difficult for a dog to understand. I don't want you to introduce glass to your dog because it's one the dog never needs to touch and it's one that can cause immense damage to your dog if the dog makes a mistake. So we're going to focus on metal and plastics today. Now here I'm going to tell him hold. Good. Hold. Good. Yeah, good boy. Goofy over here. I'm going to do it from the side so you can see it. Goofy over here. Good. Here. Goofy. Goofy. Sit. So you're going to do the same thing you would do in a normal retrieve. You're going to have him sit and you're going to tell him hold. Good. I'm going to praise him. Good. And as little as you can use treats, the better. Hold. Good. Yes, good boy. Goofy, bring. out. Excellent. Good, good boy. So the first thing I do is teach the dog to hold the object, and I praise, and I can use a treat or an association with that. So the second phase of this is going to be, it's thrown and it's on the ground. Now we wait. He looks at me. Goofy, bring. Hold. I will tell you, be very careful when you're teaching your dog to retrieve things like medicine bottles if the dog has a soft mouth, because your dog could get really hurt if they bite through a bottle and ingest medicines. Be very, very careful with that. Goofy, good. Goofy, bring. Hold. Out. Excellent. Good boy. Now I'm going to drop it. Oops. Now, since I dropped it, Goofy, bring. Out. Good boy. That's going to be an important thing to teach the dog as a follow-up. Over here. Lie down. Because if you don't teach him that, that's something that could surprise him. I'm going to do the same thing with a spoon this time. Goofy, bring. Oops. Goofy, bring. Out. And that's exactly what it should look like, right? If the dog gets confused there and starts tossing it around, you haven't made it clear that what the bring command is. The bring command should be from here, bring, here. You should be able to close the distance of just a couple inches, or it should be something at a great distance. You must absolutely 100% make sure that your dog has what we call a soft mouth, that he's not chomping on stuff. If he is, that dog cannot do service work because he's going to crush something, break something, or really inevitably hurt himself. So I'm going to put the keys over there, I'm going to put the bottle over here, and I'm going to put my phone over here. So this goes back to just what we taught before, which is the directed retrieve, but a little different textured stuff, right? Bring. Good. Out. Excellent. That's a very good boy. Goofy, bring. Good. So now he's got something different. He's kind of forgotten about that bottle. Well, he's actually looking at it. He hasn't really forgotten about it. But I'm going to show you that before I send him to it, I'm going to focus him on it. Goofy, over here. Over here. Good. And I'm going to point. He's looking at it. Bring. Out. Excellent. Good boy. And those are the real harder elements of getting the dog to understand that, hey, you've got to get what I'm pointing at, not just something that's in your line of sight. That's really critical. He should be getting what I'm asking him to get, not what he's looking at. I should be able to focus him at something and get him to bring that object to me. If you'd like to see the rest of this video, please run over to robertcabral.com and join up there for the best dog training available anywhere. I don't think you should put a service dog vest on your dog and start taking the dog on airplanes with you.